Good morning. It's Friday, December 18th. A week ago, Thursday, the FDA panel approved the Pfizer vaccine for emergency use authorization. And I came on video that evening. Yesterday, the same FDA panel approved the Moderna vaccine for emergency use authorization. My intent was to come on and do the video again last night, Thursday. However, something happened which really just took me out of the mood. We got a call that Benny Napoleon, the sheriff of Wayne County, had succumbed to COVID-19. Both Jack and I were deeply affected by that news. You know, we knew Benny, we liked him, and life is just going to be very different in Detroit without him. I want to send out my condolences to the family. I hope that they don't mind that I used his name. I know it's a tough time, but it is public now, and I just thought that mentioning him might make people appreciate the fact that this is very, very serious. So again, my condolences to the family. Jacqueline and I, our hearts go out to you. This is very serious, and I do want everybody to take it serious. That's why I'm doing this video again, to urge everyone to take the vaccine when the time comes. You know, this morning, the news was full of people publicly taking the vaccine, including people like Mike Pence, Surgeon General Jerome Adams, Sanjay Gupta was on TV this morning with my colleague Valerie Montgomery Rice, the president of Morehouse Medical College, all taking the vaccine. People have asked me when I'm going to take the vaccine, and I just want to assure everybody that as soon as my turn is up, I will be taking the vaccine. You know, some people think that because I'm a physician, I should be able to get it now, but one of the realities is that yes, I'm a physician, but I'm a university president, and I'm maybe more involved with medicine than many other university presidents, but I'm not seeing patients like our frontline workers are, our nurses and doctors who are seeing patients on a daily basis. And so I want to make sure that those frontline workers have the first opportunity to get the vaccine, but as soon as my turn, I will be getting the vaccine with my other colleagues who are university presidents. A lot of people have been involved with the vaccine development. I mentioned that last week, that this was not a 9 or 10 month process, but it was a decades long process. I want to tell you about one of those people because it's an interesting story, but this person also has a Wayne State connection. I first heard of Jason McClellan about a week or two ago when I was in a meeting on a board that of a research foundation, a national research foundation, and we give out annual awards, and this one was an annual award related to someone who had made some foundational discoveries that led to the development of the vaccine. And this person, Jason McClellan, was one of the people who was being considered for this award. Then, about a couple days later, I found out that the same person won something called the Golden Goose Award. And the Golden Goose Award it's an interesting story. In the 1980s, some members of Congress was very concerned about wasteful federal spending on research, and was targeting a lot of different federally funded grants that seemed obscure to them. They had, you know, funny titles, or they were not disease oriented, and you know, they didn't really understand how science works, and was targeting anything that didn't seem like it was immediately relevant. And they called it Golden Fleece like the government was being fleeced. And so recently, about a decade ago, I guess, the golden the Golden Goose Award was developed. And this award recognizes basic research, foundational research that may sound obscure, but had a profound effect on society, on further disease cures and things like that. And so I found this award to be something that I'm just very interested in on a yearly basis. And so I was looking at who won the Golden Fleece Awards for 2020. It turns out that Jason McClellan did. He did some groundbreaking work where he was, first of all, working with llamas. And llamas apparently have this antibody that he was then able to combine with human antibody and make a whole new antibody that basically he was able to do a three-dimensional map of the spike protein that is part of the COVID-2, the COVID-19 virus. And by using by developing this spike protein, the technology for most of the vaccine candidates, at least 4 out of the 5 leading vaccine candidates, use this technology that was developed by Jason McClellan. It turns out that Jason, I read that he was from Detroit, so I looked him up, and it turns out that he's not only from Detroit, but he's actually from Wayne State. He got a chemistry degree from Wayne State, and so there's a connection there. This is groundbreaking work. A number of other people have also done groundbreaking work. I'm mentioning this again just to reinforce the fact that people have been doing years and decades of work that allowed the vaccine to be developed in the time frame that it was developed. So all good stuff related to the vaccine. I do want to again urge everybody to take the vaccine. I did write an op-ed on the subject a day or two ago, and hopefully it'll be published soon. But I feel very strongly about it, and I wanted to get on and communicate that to you. The holidays are coming up. I wish you all a joyous holiday season, but a safe one. We'll come back in a couple of weeks after the holidays, and just know that we decided to continue remote instruction for our classes until the end of January. We'll see if we can resume, some in-person classes in February. But I do anticipate that January is going to be, unfortunately, the beginning of January is going to be very much similar to the end of 2020. So we have to be cautious. Have a great holiday season, and see you next year.